Hey everybody, this is Agile, aka the Slime King, and welcome back to another Slimy Sky video. This one is a lot, because there's a lot of shit to go over and talk about. Anyways, let's just head over to the shop and look at this shit, shall we? So now in the shop, there's a new little section for the event bazaar for the fire medal, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. It is, when you buy the pack, it actually gives you a medal for all fire characters that are currently in the pool. Now, why this is good, you can pretty much see why it's so good. Right now it seems pretty shit. It is pretty shit right now. But in the future, when they update the pool, this will be really good. Now I'm not saying buy this now and save it for later. Now I mean, whenever they update the pools and they bring out these packs with medals, being able to actually choose a specific character you want instead of getting a ticket that it's just a random, that feels more worth your money. Being able to pick an exact character that you want along with the summons, that's a lot more worth it. Now we just need for them to update the pools, and then this probably would have been a lot worth it. I'm sorry, a lot more worth it, because imagine this, if they brought this out and they actually had Milim, Milim, Gabuta, the Slime, Rimuru, and the what is that person's name? Guy. Look at me, all over the place. Yes, but if it had all of them in the banner, well, in the Metal Bazaar with this, it'd been crazy. That would have been actually like, people would have bought it 100% without a second thought, because that's a really good deal. A guaranteed character out of all of them that just came out, along with 4 multis. Hey, if they tweak it a little bit more, this shit's good. Anyways, on to the next one. So for us to talk about fighting Milim, we really need to look at the characters that we can really use at our disposal. So let's check that out. So Milim herself, I'll actually show you the team I'm currently using. And as you can see, I actually did poke up to. I got him from a single. I was not about to do fucking multis. I got him from a single and I was happy as shit. Just because you'll understand later on when I get to that, but he's actually just really good at the beginning. Just for, because, in Hero Jubilee, every time you start it up, it's the exact same startup. In this case, for Milim, you get 4 blues and 2 oranges. You got Gabuta, you got a whole row of blues at the beginning of every game. So it's kind of fucked up, but they did it, so it's a thing. I got them from a single, so I'm not complaining too much. As you can see, I have all the new characters, so I'm kind of rolling in it right now. But you actually do have a lot of variations you can run, but there are some characters that you just have to use if you want to get a score. You can use whatever the fuck you want, but if you want like a really good score, there are some characters you would have to use. Starting out, staple characters that if you have them, you should have a good score, no matter what, is Milim and Rimuru. The first banner, again, was the best. These 2 fuckers are so good in this Jubilee. Guy's really good too, but you can do good without Guy. Milim and Rimuru are like damn near a must for like a good score. I only say that because Rimuru, what makes him so good in this case, isn't even the fire resistance, like debuff he gives. It's the fact that not only is he increasing the amount of gauge you get for blue orbs, 20% every time you activate them, forever, up to 100, he also is constantly increasing your skill points, which is really important. Because in this fight, do not expect to get this shit done early. This is a waiting game. This Heroes Jubilee is literally a waiting game. It's the whole point of it is you want to sit there and go back and forth for Milim, and then at a certain turn you will nuke her. Yeah, but the fact that Rimuru is increasing your skill points is really important, and the fact that he's increased your gauge is really fucking important. Those 2 things together just makes it so much easier. Now other characters that do that, let's see. I know Ribdus does it, and Veldora also does it. I think, do you do it? I cannot remember. Does it work? Okay, the orc does it as well, but not as much. Yeah, so literally any protection character that can increase your amount of skill points is going to be really good. Obviously Rimuru is the best because, well, the fire resistance debuff as well as the blue orbs. But the team you'll be running is mostly blue orb focused. You can see why he's just such a good character. But you can substitute him for any character that increases your skill point gauge, like the maximum limit. Because you're going to need to pop a lot of fucking skills all at once. If you haven't figured out what we're going for is, we're going to nuke Milim. That's the point of this one. It's a waiting game, and then you're going to blast her ass away. And she's going to have a decent amount of health when you do it. Because she is built forward tough. This bitch is tanky. And my cat's is putting her ass in my face. Something I do not want. Give me a second. Come here, baby. Alright, there we go. Yeah. So, Rimuru, really good. Milim is good for obvious reasons. Yes, but her increasing your crit rate and then, you know, sealing crit resistance, because that's another thing Milim does, is she applies so many fucking buffs to herself. She is, man, she is annoying. So, Milim is really good because of that buff right there. Increasing your crit rate is gonna save you. It just makes it a lot easier. There are other characters who also, you know, increases the crit rate of not only yourself but your team. But at the stage of when you'll use it, the fact that it has that additional effect of the crit resistance, you know, seal, is what really puts the icing on the cake. Because, well, you'll see. you'll see the fucking number of buffs she has. But yeah, so being able to crit with everybody on the team is really important. Now, any other character that, you know, could buff their crit, so you have what, Dark Benimaru, Dark Milim, like, they're good, but they don't really give a team-wide crit buff. I think there is one who does it, but I just can't remember right now. But yeah, any character that can increase their crit rate is also really good in this. And then the guy comes in, because we gotta talk about the characters that obviously are made for this shit. So, guy comes in with the Soul of Combo boost, which increases the damage of your ultimates, as well as the increase all targets critical resistance, so it makes your crits do more damage. Now, I know Phobio is another character who can decrease, you know, critical resistance, so I mean, if you want to use him, you can, but Milim takes more damage from physical characters, so it's a topsy-turvy thing with that. So he really won't do much damage, but if you're only using them for that specific purpose of decreasing their crit resistance, I guess. But then again, for sure there might be better options, maybe. But honestly, you can switch out Guy for Windmillum, Dark Vedora. Those are definite options you can use. Like, Guy is replaceable in that regard. Now his top skill, you know, chance to seal defense up. I'll say this. That shit really does help. Because with my first few runs, I wasn't using it at all. I would either be like 2-3 points away from being able to use it, so I would just say, forget about it, and I would use Gabata's buff instead and just get crit damage. One time, I decided to use his Sealing of Defense instead of Gabata's buff. And it did make a world's difference. it made a big ass difference. So, yeah. You can see why this skill was made and why it cost so much. It was all planned for Milim, honestly. These characters were definitely made exactly for Milim. And Gabata, like I said, changes your beginning orbs to blue, because that's the only time I ever used them is at the very beginning of the fight with changing his orbs, and probably at the end of the fight when I'm doing the final damage with him. So, Gabata is really not needed, honestly, not at all. He's just a good thing to have. Like, at the beginning of the fight, getting the full set of blues with Gabata, it's beneficial, but it's not a need. Out of all the characters here, Guy and Gabata are like the most replaceable. Yeah, my background, as you can see, is Benimaru and Shuna. There is literally just damage sponges. So yeah, you have 4 slots to play around with, while 2 slots are kind of mandatory with Milim and Rimuru. But then again, Rimuru can be replaced with any character that can increase your skill, like your maximum skill gauge. So yeah, but Milim, out of everybody, she is kind of a must. Like, Milim is down, like, that girl's needed. Hopping over to the actual Jubilee itself. Yes, but these are my scores. Now, my stage 2 score could be higher, but I have not gotten a good run on that one yet, because as all things, you still need luck. No matter how good your fucking team is, you need luck. My stage 3 and EX, I got pretty fucking lucky. Stage 2, my luck does not exist. It's just not happening. Yep, but we are going to just hop into boss battle 2, and hopefully we can get a good run going, and we'll go over the turns and stuff as we go through it. Yeah, but before I got Gabata, the only difference was I was using Shizu. But yeah, if you just have, like I said, most importantly, you just need Milim. If anything, every other character is exchangeable. You might not get as high of a score, but it's fine nonetheless. So Rimuru can be traded out, so can Gabuta and Guy, but Milim is like the most and kind of needed one for the like biggest damage. But anyways, so in this case, as you can see, 4 blues, 2 yellows. In most cases, I mean, I have Gabuta, so why not? Sadly, I don't have his skill fully maxed up because, well, yeah, Predator battles do not like me. Yeah, but I really don't care about the order, if I'm being completely honest. I've learned to realize that the order does not matter. For this anyways, because after turn 1, she's going to pop a lot of buffs on herself. A crit resistance, a defense buff, and a pierce resistance buff, so at this point, you're not doing shit. At turn 2, whatever green orbs you have, just use them. Because, well, first, no, we're good. Yeah, just use them. Because she's going to debug green orbs on turn 2 first, as well as give herself a guard buff, so you'll have to see it even though you don't. But that's going to stop the effectiveness of your green orbs by 50%, and also decrease the damage also. So now, we could pop Gabuta again, you know, just for some more blue orbs, but we won't actually. We'll just pick up blues and let it rock. Yeah, but honestly, what you usually want to do is try to get ultimates on all the characters you want, because you can only pop 3 once you actually get to the point where we're heading towards. So make sure the characters you actually want to hit hard with all have their ultimates before turn 9 or turn 11. Turn 11 is more for people who honestly don't have like Guy and stuff. Like, so if you don't have Guy, then you're probably gonna wait until turn 11, because at that point, turn 11 is when all buffs go away. She will not have nothing on her. Turn 9 is kind of doable if you have like Guy and such, because he'll stop because he'll seal the buff that she has on her. But you can still probably kill her at turn 9 without Guy's buff. Oh, I'm sorry, without Guy's debuff. It just depends. So now we will just grab all these yellows. And we are almost at the cap for our skill points. You guys get to see. Back up. Oh yeah, another thing. Don't bring any attack buffers on this. Don't. don't do that to yourself. It's a waste of a slot. Because she will seal attack buff so many times, it's not even funny. So turn 5, we already know that now she's about to debuff our yellow, so if you can, you know, get the yellows out of your hand. Try to get the yellows out of your hand. Like, if you can get a good combo with them like this, I mean, you're fine, but if you can't, even if it's just one, I don't know. If it's worth, you know, just picking one, just, you know, nullify that one little, you know, chance of a debuff. But if you have a lot of yellow cards coming, or you have a full hand of yellow, yes, get rid of all of them. So now, Milim's gonna ult us. We really don't care because she will hit like a wet fucking noodle. Gabuta finally has ult. I'm actually gonna get Guy's ult as well. In this case, actually, let's see. Yep, those two will max out the skill point. But it don't matter. Yeah, it won't matter that bad at this point. Actually, yes, it will. I'm just popping Rimuru as much as possible, just to keep on allocating in point. Because, honestly, every point doesn't matter. I'm not gonna act like it doesn't. Now we have Guy's ult as well. We still need Milims. She's gonna hit us, we won't do shit. Keep in mind, these are only level 80 characters. Milim's the only one who has, you know, a dupe, so as you can see, this Milim does not hit hard, so you don't have to really worry about much. Kinda sucks that Gabuta has all those cards, because Milim doesn't have shit. But at this point, we're gonna switch out those two, just so we can have more cards to pick from. And sadly, we don't have many options for the character we actually want to use. Honestly, we're just gonna pop it like this. We have 2 turns until the end of the world, so hopefully we can get some shit going. It's turn 8, and we don't have enough skill points, people. That's not good. Yeah, but like, as I said right here, like, you can have turns like this where you just got bad RNG. So in a case like this, we can't get Milim's ult. So we're probably going to have to go to stage 11. That's it, stage, turn 11. But yet, at turn 8, we do get attack shield, so that's why I said do not bring any buffers because she will do this several times to you. And then turn 9 is when her actual guard buff is gone, as you can see. And that's the prime time to do some big damage, but in our case, we weren't lucky enough to get Milim's ult. So it kind of holds us back quite a bit. We're gonna pop Rimuru again. And just work on getting Milim's ult. And look, just like that. We only needed one more turn, and we would have had her stuff. Kick her in the face. Now at this point, you could technically do it now, I guess? Maybe. Because in my case, I can do it now because I can nullify all the other buffs she has on. But as you can see, if we go back real quick, our buffs are flashing. That means next turn they're going to go away. So that's why stage 11, if you can't do it at 9, 11 is your prime time to really kill her. So we'll see how many buffs we can actually pop off this turn. 1, 2. So we can get guys buff. Let's see, is it worth it? It is. But now I'm also worried because the extra turn of damage might make her die faster. Oh, don't know unless you try, right? Yeah, but usually all those buffs, you'll be able to pop them the turn before, which is turn 9, and do damage. She will have a little bit more health, so it should even itself out to where she should live. But now that we're a turn off of, the cycle, I don't know how this shit's gonna go. Now, Guy's good to use first because he uses a magic ultimate, so he's not gonna do that much damage regardless. I'm sorry, not magic, AoE ult. So it won't do that much. She might die to Gabaja. She may die, so that extra turn might fuck us. See, that extra turn fucked us. So yeah, it really does come down to whether you get lucky. Man, boy do you need luck. As you can see, we still got the S68, which is pretty fucking good. That's a good amount. But, you want more always, so it is what it is. And that's a bad run. So that's what a bad run looks like. Imagine a good run. Imagine a good run. Anyways, yeah, that's really what you're working with Milim. So if you get lucky, turn 9 is your best shot at getting a really good score. Turn 10 is possible too. You just need the skill points. That's why having a character that can constantly increase the amount of skill points you can have is really good. But you can also see why using Charybdis or other characters might not be as good of an idea because Charybdis needs green orbs, and well, if she constantly is debuffing your green orbs, it's kind of annoying. But at the same time, Charybdis, increases the efficiency by 2 fucking hundred, so it's still good. But at the same time, if you don't have characters that can supply with a good number of green orbs, you're still working with RNG. So, you just gotta choose your battles at that point. As you saw, Milim is pretty much the main contender of most important unit or MVP, however you want to look at her. Is everybody doing crits? Man. Now, we could have got away with doing, Gabatas and Milims, but usually I do all 3. And she usually has a slither of health, and that's what makes the most difference in terms of, how much damage you're doing. That's it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.